Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to work on the spine and the hinges and see if we can't get those pages in here, and then we can start decorating. So as I said before, this is a Reader's Digest condensed book. It has a vinyl cover. I've taken out the text block. The spine measures approximately 2 inches, but part of that is the bendy part, to use a technical term. The height of this book is about 7 5/8. The width of the pages is about 5 1/4-ish. Well, I made the liners 5 because I am going to use this linen fabric to cover the spine. So I have cut a piece of chipboard. You could use cardstock, maybe double up on cardstock. You could just use a tape, maybe a duct tape. I don't like sewing through duct tape, but I don't think we're going to be sewing this, so it wouldn't matter. Something to give it a little sturdiness, because and I want to do it the height of the entire book, and the reason is because if I want to do a piece of elastic around through the gussets of this book, I don't want this to be bending and cracking. So I made this the entire height of the book. Now, because it's going to be covered with fabric, it doesn't matter what it looks like. So I'm going to glue that down first. And that will immediately give our spine the stability that it needs. And then we will cover it with fabric to make it look fabulous. Okay. There again, I glued the whole thing. I'm not going to be sewing the signatures in. So I'm just going to put that down in the middle best we can. You can see where I went off just a tad on that. Take that little piece off. There we go. Right to the edge. And I did trim off as much of this glue and paper and webbing as I could, so that this would fit. And yeah, make sure, I'm going to go ahead and fold that to make sure it's not crooked or anything. Looks good. Just want to make sure that it stays down. It's lifting here. I want to make sure that's going to stay. Or if I don't think I need to add any more glue. I think I just lifted it up too soon. Excuse me. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm trying to decide what I want to do with the front cover, and I think I'm going to leave this blank just with the brown leather for now, and the fabric. And then if I want to do something, I'm also probably going to add some lace. I may even add some of the lace that came with this tablecloth. It's actually pretty wide. But I don't think I need much more decoration. This is a really nice cover, nice clean, no tears or nicks or anything, and it does have a little Pegasus there in the corner. But I kind of think it's cool to let it be known what it was before we modified it. So, but I am going to line this up, and I did do this about 3 excuse me, I don't know what is wrong with my throat. I coughed the other night all night long, and it's just allergies. I don't know why in August I'm having allergy problems, but okay. So I want to center this on there best I can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I figure, you know, oops, Almost had it, and then pull it away. There we go. If I try and make sure that it's even on both sides here, then here, then I should be okay. All right, so I am going to start the glue here. And I think I am going to spread this out a little bit just so that I don't get those lines coming through the fabric. And pull that up this way. Like I said, I'm probably going to put some kind of lace over the top because you will be able to see the cover through this fabric. It's not that thick. I am going to trim this down, this piece, because I think I've got more than enough. That's not got enough glue down here to satisfy me. I'll stick that in there and spread it out. There we go. Okay. And I know it went a little crooked, so I'm going to try and fix that when I flip it over. I'm thinking this actually should have gone like that. But okay. So I'm not going to glue inside the fold. Actually, I'm second guessing myself. I think I am going to glue inside that fold because otherwise it's going to pucker, and if it was paper I probably wouldn't, but because it's fabric I think I am going to go ahead and make sure I get enough coverage though, because if you get some of it glued and some of it not, you will get more pucker. So okay. It's mostly dry already. Oh my goodness, so hopefully it doesn't bleed through. But like I said, we can always add lace. Okay, so I think I want to line this up so I have a good idea of where I want to end up. And I think that's it right there. I'm going to use the round side of my bone folder. Just looks like just a little bit off. Too much bleed through, just kind of in the cracks there, so maybe that'll dry clear. We'll see. Okay, and then rub off this excess. Actually, no, I'm not going to rub off that excess because look what it's, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's taking off. This is because of the acetone. It is very heavy duty stuff. It's taking off some of the cover there, so I am going to put some lace trim on the edges of that. So let's get this piece. You can even see on the tip, as I was applying the glue, it was taking off some of the color. So be careful with your Beacon 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac. I did not know that it would do that. So I'm just going to follow this line of this design. This glue is all going to be on the paper anyway, so. The spine will be attached to this piece, but it will have, the wings will go over the edge somewhat. So I should have probably put those papers on last. Didn't think that through. I had a disclaimer in the beginning that said I might make some mistakes. So there you go. There's the first one. The spine is going to come about this far this way, and I am going to use the craft paper for that. So we will put some kind of edging over that. Okay, I'm just going to overlap this about 1/2 inch. I don't think it needs any more than that. And I am going to take some of this off just to take off that cut edge. So it looks a little more organic. Wow. Some of it I cut really short. There we go. Just a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to come across here. Need to clean this off. I guess I need to use my folder on this side as well. Well, I didn't put glue in there, so that's what you get. So that's what's going to happen. Not too bad. But what it does is it causes it to bubble here. Wherever there's no glue, it's going to bubble. But because this is on the inside, and we're going to have the spine over it, I don't think it's going to matter. We will make it work. Okay. So not too bad. And it feels good. It's nice and sturdy. This is good. Okay. Let's make sure I don't have any glue anywhere. Don't want to destroy the cover. That piece that I started rubbing the glue off of is right here. So it's on the back. That's not going to matter. Okay. Alright, so let's set that aside for a minute. Let me get my craft paper and I'll be right back. So, I need my embossing tool. I have a piece of craft cardstock. I have cut this down to 10 inches across and 7 inches high. Now the reason it's 10 across is because that works out with the amount of hinges. I want 5. But the reason it's 7 is because we want the height of our page. Not more, not less. We want the height of our page. So 7 by 10. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to score at 2 inches. And I'm going to do this carefully because this is not as thick as regular cardstock. I'm going to turn it all the way around 180 degrees and do 2 inches. Okay, I'm just doing very lightly so I don't puncture through it. Okay, and then there's a sequence for the hinges. The hinges are 1/2 inch, so they're two-sided, and then we want 1/4 inch space in between. So we will repeat that pattern 4 times, and we will end with 2 1/2 inches at the other side. So we're going to score 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch. From that 1/4 inch, we want to go up 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch. Then we want to go up 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. From that mark, we want to go up 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch. Okay, and then we only have one more 1/2 inch because at the end we have the other 2 inch. These wings are what's going to hold the hinge system to the book. We are going to turn it over and fold on the bumpy side. Now, you could use double sticky tape for this part. Do I have double sticky tape? I did. Oh, here. Okay, I am not the best at this stuff. It kind of seems to stick to me more than the paper. But I'm going to use the double sticky tape for the inside just to form this because it's faster. I've got 1/4 inch. This is not score tape. This is, oh gosh, I think this is from Joann. This is, well, you know what? I don't think this is from Joann's. I think I used all the stuff I bought at Joann's. It looks identical to this stuff I got at Joann's though, but I think this is from Dollar Tree actually. So I am going to put on the very first 1/2 inch space, see how it sticks to me? It's really sticky stuff. Up against that score line, but not over it. You don't want to cover the score line. And then I'm just going to rip that off. I'm going to leave this one blank because this one is going to attach to that. And then the 1/4 inch, of course, is going to be the gusset space in between. So I'm going to do the next 1/2 inch. That's after the 1/4 inch. And tear that off. So all of these are going to be right after the 1/4 inch. And I am going right up to the edge. And I'm going close to that score line, but not on it. And that's just because I don't want extra sticky stuff everywhere. Okay, and then this is our last one. Oh. I don't use a lot of double-sided tape anymore because I find that it comes loose after a while. Maybe it's our heat here. I'm going to burnish this down, make sure it's good, making good contact. But because this is inside the hinges, it's not going to matter. The hinges are going to be attached inside the bag gussets, and we are going to glue those. So, all right, so we're going to peel, is that right? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and peel this off and then bend this up in between the 2 1/2 inch lines. I probably should have folded it ahead of time. It doesn't seem to be wanting to fold right. Oh, there it goes. I'm gonna, there we go. Burnish that so it makes good contact. and then fold this piece back like that. There again, I'm going to flatten as I go. I am going to go ahead and try and give this a pre-fold before I remove the tape, because see, like that one didn't seem to go straight, and I want to make sure that everything goes straight. So let's fold this one. Oh yeah, these are much better. And so now let's go back to this one, pull this release paper off, and then fold this all the way up, burnish it down, and then we fold back. Now there's two lines that we need to be folding on. There's two lines that we need to fold when we pull it back. There's the actual this line, and then this line on this side. So okay, so let's do the next one. It's very sticky, so I'm going to fold that, burnish, fold that one back, and then fold this one back. What we're doing is making that gusset. Okay. So now you've got, when you flip this over, you've got all of your little hinges, and I'm just going to fold them back so it goes both ways, because these are going to be, you know, moving back and forth for our pages. But so we want to relax the fibers there a little bit, and they've relaxed a little bit because of the scoring, but we want these to be able, the really cool thing about this is that when you have it in your book, your pages are going to lay a little bit flatter, so it'll be nice for writing. Well, let me get these scraps out of the way, and we'll pull this in. So this is going to go right in the middle. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and trim these because they're easier to trim before you glue it down. And all I'm going to do is take this 1/2 inch piece, and I'm just going to go maybe 1/8 of an inch and just clip to the corner. And I want to do that on every one. So now we have those nice and neat. Lay that down again. I want it to be nice and flat so I can see where I'm going with it. Okay, so this is just a matter of eyeballing the center. I want this center piece, and maybe I should bend that piece over. I was thinking that was 1 1/4 inches, but it's only 1 inch. So we are going to put that right in the middle this way of our spine, and we also want to center it top to bottom. So right about there. Now I am not going to be using score tape for this, or double sticky tape, whatever you want to call it, because I don't think it will stay with the fabric. I am going to use the beacon because I know that it will stick. And yeah. And the reason I'm clipping it is so that I can make sure that I just decided I want to see if that's the right place. And I'm going to pull this out just a little bit because I think that's the piece that needs to be pulled out. Now that's going to buckle. We will work with that, but I want to make sure that that is pretty centered. So I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so we are going to start with this piece over here that glued down without us. What I should have done is drawn a line. That would have been easier. Drawn a line where I wanted it. But I think it'll be alright. What do they say? Hindsight's 20/20. Okay. So that goes there to there. Pretty good. And I know I said don't tell people your mistakes, but you know, I tell you guys so you don't make the same mistakes. There we go. Okay, so we are going to put glue here because apparently I didn't go that far with the glue. We want to make sure that every one of these gussets has plenty of glue because we don't want these to be coming up. And we are going to rub those down. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece as well. Like so. And I'm going to come in here. Apparently this needs to come over a little smidge. Let's go to the edge of that motif. Okay. And I am going to allow this to dry open. I am not going to attempt to close this because I want this good and attached. And see, I'm having a hard time already with this one right here. Wants to keep popping up. So I may have to come back and add some more glue. And I'm thinking that may have something to do with the fabric. Maybe, you know, So I'm going to let it dry, and what I think I might do actually is split these and lay something flat and heavy on them. Well, it looks like it's starting to take now. But every time I turn one to the other, it comes up. So I'm going to stop bending those back and forth, and I'm going to let that take. Just like that, and I'm going to leave it alone. And if I need to touch up the glue, I will. But I think it looks like it's sticking finally. So turn it around this way and look. It's that gusset needs to be flat, and because you don't want that coming up. Okay, well, I'm going to let that dry, and hopefully it'll work. If not, you won't even see this video. If it does, you will see it, and it'll be part 3. And then we will get our pages in next time. Thanks for watching.